Welcome to Season 3 of the Builders Podcast. I'm Matt Levenhagen. Here we share the journeys, strategies, and lessons that help entrepreneurs build what's next. Builders helping builders. Enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another The Builders. Today, we are rejoined by Oksana Kovalchuk. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, guys. Thank you, Matt, for having me next time.
Yes, so we actually not that long ago recorded a first episode. This is part 2, and in that first episode, if you want to go back and listen to it, you can find it on our website, thebuilders.fm. We show all the past episodes of all our guests, and in that episode, we kind of covered your journey.
Yeah.
The challenges you had through your business, and what COVID did to you, what other people did to you, the things that are out of our control, but how you got through that, how you managed to get through that. And it was a fascinating story, and I think very inspiring to see how somebody gets through all that stuff. So this time, we wanted to focus on that because that by itself there's so many lessons out of that stuff. Now today we're going to focus more on what Oksana does and the why behind it, and how her actual design philosophy was built. So before we, kind of where we'll start with that is we'll start with, I think we kind of left off where, your business now is kind of being or has been rebuilt. You're back on solid ground again, and you're out in the world doing your thing, your craft. And so let's, I guess, pick up how's your business doing? What do you do specifically? And then we can take it from there and get into kind of more design discussions and stuff.
Perfect. So right now I'm truly focused on UI UX design. So that's how, for example, your banking application gonna look like, how you will transfer money, something like how you're gonna order the taxi cab, or how you will call to your mom through the application. And in the same time also we're handling the web design. It's like website itself, everything like an internet that you can open with a Google. And this stuff, it really drives me like some more energy, because originally I'm a software developer. I wrote like first line of code when I was 5, and I'm fully obsessed with this. Like both of my parents are developers.
5.
Yeah. So for me, it's like development, it was life, everything. And this company, I started as a mobile development agency. I was obsessed with Macs, with iPhones. When they opened their SDK in 3.2, iOS 3.2, it was somewhere 2013 or 2012, at that time, like pretty far ago.
Right.
So, yep, and I was like, wow, you need to think about everything, how you place elements, because the screen is really small. It's not so,
Right.
right now it's big. Remember this iPhone 3GS? It's like something like this. The huge pixels, everything, and you need to place some information there. And not so many operational memory, like you grab like 25 megabytes of operational memory, and you need to handle it, use it wisely. And I was like obsessed, because previously, like, I worked as a C++ as a backend developer, database developer, and it's like, oh, we have leaking memory issues as in our code. Nobody cares. Let's buy 2 more servers and it will be okay. Like, what about like using resources in like mindful way? So then I switched like to mobile development. It was something new.
Is this mobile development as in like building, like creating apps for the phone? Okay.
Yeah, apps for iPhone, everything. And then I understood, okay, I need design for these apps. Even when I'm doing this for the client, I need designer. So I hired first person. I was so regretting. Like, everything that was possible went wrong. Because, like, calling yourself a mobile designer, it's not a problem. But when you're a developer reviewing that mobile design and you see like in Apple, there from the beginning it was very strict human interface guidelines. So you break in a rule, goodbye. And the process to get app in the app store, like you submitting it and then you can wait from 2 weeks up to 4 weeks. It was manual review and queues, for example, on holidays, on the Christmas, there was huge. It's like for 6 weeks of that waiting. And if you fail any of these guidelines, they will reject
Go
you.
back and you gotta redo it again. Oh,
Yeah. So, and you will wait again for that 4 6 weeks, and you will miss all that opportunities as a business. So it was full of that troubles. And again, I'm working with this mobile designer. Like we did the weather application. It was very simple, but she didn't dig inside. Like what is like in our culture we have rain, snow, sunny weather, and cloudy. Usually it's like how we said about the weather. Then we open in like the specification for United States weather app. It's like frizzle, drizzle, rainy, showering. It's okay, it's too much. But I expected her to study the subject because we doing like application for United States market. Like you as a users already get used to that 56 states of weather. So we must compile with it. So, and she like, oh, I didn't translate well. Here is like 12 icons. Just place it at this. I will kill you right now, like in a second. It's like a challenge, like to piss me off today. Who will be the very first? Like, okay, you won. I can give you a candy, but go and do your job.
that was just being lazy, and she just
Yes.
didn't want to, or he,
Yeah.
she or he. Yeah. So you should have had how many icons?
Like 56. I need to receive that 56 icons. And it's about the research, and it's really important in the design process because you need to understand the main at all, like the main subject, the main model, business model. What are you doing? And here is like the first cornerstone that usually happens in the design, because clients, they wanna like minimize the cost. Like, okay, copy my competitor and that's all. Yeah, we can copy, but in the end, you will start doing Google ads, any like target ads, Instagram, Meta, whatever, and based on your visual language, all your clients, like all your leads that you pay in customer acquisition cost, will review your website, will forget about you. Then when they will try to Google it, probably your competitor stronger rather than you, they will land on his website. Oh yeah, probably it's the same there. I read already, because the structure the same. There is no individual things. Sometimes like our lead says copy even colors, but there is like no sense in branding. Branding itself created to outstand from the competitors. If you copy them, it's like just throw money out of the window. If you hate money so much, send it to me. I love it. Like I will find the more better way to spend it. Like
You have to find a way to differentiate yourself.
yes.
Stand out as a brand.
Yeah, it's like you creating twins, triplets, quadruplets. What sense of this? Like, yeah, we have like similar services. For example, right now, AI, everybody obsessed with AI and AI photo editing. And we have one of our leads right now, they created 1000 first application for enhance your photo for LinkedIn. Like you have casual photo, like in a hoodie, you upload it to this AI and it generates nice photo of you, like in a suit or like t-shirt to upload to the LinkedIn, like in a business, casual business format. There's thousands of such services. So what we're seeing here, the market exists, demand exists, and the first thing that he said, like, I already built some products before, so do very good branding research and outstand me from that competitors. You don't need to be best. You need to be just one way, like one step higher than your worst. It's like the same when beer trying to hurt you. You don't need to run the first. You don't need to be on the first place. You need to be a step before the latest one. Like beer will eat that guy and you will run away. So
Right.
the same is here. You will just eat your competitor, and then on that money that you're gonna earn, you will move like the first places. So that's why.
So you think knowing your competition and understand, because I know there's people that ignore their competition. They just do their thing, and maybe that's good because you're not copying your competition. Then that makes sense. You're just being unique. Like I feel like I'm kind of that way. I just do my own thing.
Yeah, it's like a tricky question. For example, I have imposter syndrome. I all the time I thought like I'm idiot. I'm the stupidest person in the room. I have no idea what I'm doing. I can't like speak in loud about my achievements. So I'm just, yeah, I'm doing development 22 years, and like I'm scared about it. It's like my mind problems. It's okay. But other people, I see that other people, other companies, they shout out loud even the very small advantage, or they even like. I never thought it can be advantage. It's something very simple and something very stupid, but they shout out it out so loud, and the end users for end users for clients, it's really important thing. They had no idea that it's very simple. It's nothing, but they shout it. We are not. They grabbing new clients. We are not. And these researchers, they are really important to know this. How your competitors, they already, for example, paid for the traffic. They already built a website. They already test some hypotheses. And you can steal the result. That's like free of charge. Like you don't need to spend like $5,000 on user's interview or whatever. Just you can take it. For example,
Right.
if you build in the CRM, take it from the HubSpot. They already did some hypotheses, etc. Right now, for example, when they are truly enterprise, there is no sense to steal it because they are monopolist. It's no sense because they don't care about the client request, anything. But if you build in the CRM, test the pipe drive, test ITO or anything else and see why they decided to do this, how it works, what their clients say about them on like G2, Trustpilot, Capterra, whatever.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. I mean, if you can identify even smaller businesses or whatever you're in, and you can see that they're having success, you can kind of reverse engineer that in a way. Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like with yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like with my clients, sometimes they come and say it like, hey, I wanted to sign NDA before I will even like open my mouth about the product. Guys, idea cost 1 cent. Like everybody saw that social network movie about Mark Zuckerberg, and like idea really it costs nothing. For last 5 years, all revolutions, like the best, not the best, like the craziest ideas that I heard, they were stubborn. Like they were really crazy. They were around even like the common sense. Like one guy wanted to create mobile application to see all his friends on the map and their battery level of the device. And then, for example, if he sees that his friend almost out of battery, press a button on his phone and transfer battery charge from his phone to that guy via application. And like we said, no, we can't do this. He said, why? Because the physics. Like, sorry, guys.
Physics don't work.
Yeah, it's not supposed to work this way. And we had a huge fight because he read about these wireless chargers, and like I said, okay, I won't just explain the basics. Sorry, bye. But it's like everything that you want to create right now, probably you just trying to enhance something that's already created. And like building like the service agency, do this a little bit better than others, provide a little bit more value, and that's all. If you're doing like a SaaS application or whatever, again, do it just a little bit better than your competitor. Like if you're doing B2B, make it beautiful. It's like end of the story, because every single B2B application looks like ass. Like nobody wanna buy it because the sign cycle is long. They asking for a new request, like changing the UI, because you need to pay for the training for your employees to get used to this, like something from 1998. So yeah, and handling all these competitors, handling all these ideas, just help you to be in connection with the reality, not charge phones via internet, etc. Because another way, you can think some opportunity that exists, but no. It's like not only everybody knows and reads about the blue ocean, but read second book about the red one. And right now, everything is a red one. We have a lot of competitors everywhere, but it's not so hard to fight against them.
I think, I think about, just to use some examples from my own business life, like my agency, I think about, you know, there's a lot of agencies out there. There's web development, web design agencies, and I didn't really reinvent the wheel there. Like I knew what I wanted to do when I started this agency. We're going into our 8th year, so whatever, many years ago.
Yeah.
And but what I did is I put my own spin on it. Like, we're going to focus on custom in this particular way, and these are how we're going to have that. Obviously, this is who we are, but these are the things we're going to, like you said, kind of up level ourselves or whatever. And I think too, that I think back at, this is going a long time ago, so going way back in history, like 20 years ago, I was doing internet marketing, pay per click back then, and affiliate marketing, and I was doing it for myself. I was, making some money, and there was a product out there that taught how to do this, and it was, very popular at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Google Cache, if anyone remembers. But what I did was I was using those methods, but I kind of had my own little spin on it. And I was sharing that, and people were like, "You should write a ebook or something about that and share it with the world, because what you're doing is a little unique." But it was the same. But it wasn't the baseline like thing that we were doing. It was pretty much 90+% the same as everyone else was doing. But what I had was just kind of a different look at it. Like, it was how I was testing markets, and just how I communicated that and approached it. It was just a little bit of a spin on it, a little bit different, and that I did pretty well with that. But that's kind of the same thing I'm hearing here, and what your kind of approach is, and when you're helping other brands and companies, it's like, there's a lot of innovators out there that have wild ideas, but those are more risky. you can if you can start with something that's solid, that's concrete, and then snap things onto that, or just a little bit different spin, that seems like a really good approach. So that's kind of the branding side of it, how you approach that stuff. And now how does the whole UX and user experience and all that stuff play a role then from there? That's kind of baked into that whole philosophy?
Yeah, like so the very first, for me, it was important when I created the company, I named it Another. From Yamaichan, it's Another. Because I worked, like in my career, I worked in big outsourcing giants. So outsourcing was extremely popular, like in Ukraine. And like we had EPAM, Cyclum, a lot of huge companies there. And when I worked there, it was like something ridiculous. It's like charging phones via internet. It was like they hire juniors, like trainees, sell them as a seniors for like $200 hourly, nobody mentoring project managers. They're handling like 30 or 40 projects in the same time. Nobody understands what's going on the project. Clients are unhappy and out of budget because like junior just can't do these requests. Dear sake, like it's impossible. It's like 9 women can produce one baby in 1 month, so assigning 9 juniors on one single project wouldn't make it. It's impossible. And I was like, oh my god. Then I thought like, okay, maybe this company is broken. Maybe. I jumped to another one. Totally the same. I said, okay, I called like to my friends and said, okay, can you refer my CV to just trusted company without the shit? They did, and it's the same. And I had a connection with the CEO of that office, and I asked like, okay, what the hell? He said it's a common practice. Okay, and I was extremely young. I had zero business experience, and I just said, okay, can I rent a small room from your company? Like, and 2 laptops. Yes, of course, like it will cost you 500. Okay. And that's how I started my company. I named it another just because we taken care about clients and their request, and in the same time about employees to match it with real interesting projects. Then it will have some value, it will get some synergy, etc. And we not assigning like the practices like it's a joke in outsourcing when HR can come to you and say it like, okay, you have an interview tomorrow, but you need to explain it that you know C.net plus your name is Ivan for tomorrow. The same like here, we're fully transparent. So you see the designers, you see the project managers, everyone concentrated on their own job. And it's really like, for me to not having this, it's wild. But 90% of companies doesn't have it. Like, what? Like they don't show, and designers and developers, they're not communicating clearly. I have no idea how non-technical project manager can ask questions to the client or understand technical client and transfer that knowledge. It's like a broken phone. It's like, looks like that broken phone game, and for me it's a weirdo. So I concentrated on this, and the second thing that I found in this design process, it was designers. They never thought like how users gonna use the end product. And it's like a ridiculous. It was truly ridiculous because if you will open the Dribble, the Behance, you see all that colorful, amazing, really amazing images. It's juicy, it's trending. But if you will try to develop it, it's impossible. Or it's technically impossible, or it will cost you like a new house, because sometimes I saw like so weird animations or gradients on simple buttons that cost around 40 or 80 hours on the development just for this button. Just for the note for our listeners, guys, for the 40 hours you can develop full websites sometimes. It depends on the scope, but it's doable. But here,
But that happens though. Like you have some kind of requirement, or somebody has this vision for something, and to them it sounds really simple. It's like, we just need this to do this. But then the developer's like you said, 20, 30, 40 hours in, just working on
yeah,
this one button, one feature.
yeah.
It happens.
And then I noticed that designers have no idea about the grid, how the websites looks like, and
Right,
the
right.
same in applications. And in mobile applications, you have that pissing off the keyboard, which rises up and goes and covers
Right.
the interface. Guys, everyone who listens us, you will totally agree with me. How many times you stuck in mobile application where keyboard covers the call to action button, and you can go either back or continue your step, and you need just to close the app and run it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, here designer just failed to do the job. And
So it's important for the designer to understand the development, or how things are built, and
yeah,
behind the scenes, because otherwise, so they don't design something that's impossible to do, or in a relatively reasonable time frame.
Yeah, like the better like similar industry for what we do in software development and design, it's actually development, construction. How many TikToks there is on internet where you seen like you were trying to open the table and there is a wall, or like you have a toilet that you can just open the door or close the door, or door opens from another side, and it's like it looks like a joke, but when we
Right.
see it in the software, we say, oh, okay. Why? Okay, we're looking on such like developers like an idiots. Let's normalize it in the software too. If you design some unusable product, let's call these people like out of loud who they are. They are not professionals. And when you see like the portfolio of the designer, of the developer, and you see amazing, nice, polished images, just think yourself, is it possible to use? Hire like the separate like developer, some consultant, paid, I don't know, $50, $100 per hour, and he or she will review all these portfolio items and provide the technical input, because like really good technical implementable design wouldn't look amazing beautiful. It will be functional, and functional things, they are not beautiful, but they doing their own function, their own business rule or business process. It's automate something, and it must have a value of this. But if it's like very nice package and nothing inside, you will just throw your money away and you will receive nothing, and it doesn't worth it. And after that you will start thinking, okay, it's everybody is like buzzword about SaaS, creating UI UX for products, but it's just a buzzword and it like nothing. But no, you had no UX in your life, so that's why it's nothing.
Yeah. So design. So it has to be beyond design, because like we've all probably been to a website where it's really this beautiful design, but it's so unusable. Like you don't even know what the next action is. You don't know how you open up this beautiful, whatever's happening. There's like all these different animations and things. You're just like overwhelmed. So how do you create a website that can be? I mean, you can have beauty baked into it. You can have it can be a gorgeous site, but how do how do you ensure that somebody's actually not going to have that experience where they're just, because I mean, there's kind of like going back to like businesses, like websites. Most of the websites have been figured out, right? You can go to, like, I sometimes, it's interesting. I think almost like design agencies and stuff have the worst user experiences too,
Yes, yes,
because they're trying to overdo it.
yes. Yes, I totally agree with you. Like 1,000 million quadrillion Google persons. Yes.
You see that too. It's like you're like, what? I remember. I won't remember the name, but I think it's actually a local agency. But I go through their websites like, where am I going? Because I guess I was looking at my competition, but but it's like sick. You don't have to do that. Don't have all these, you don't have to impress your clients. They want a site that's usable and stuff, and you're setting the example. But if your website is hard to use and it doesn't have good UX.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like designers, they moved like to the creativity a lot. Like to be honest, if your website requires progress bar to load, fail. Next, that's already not okay. Your SEO will be fucked up totally, because like Google wouldn't wait. Google bot will try to scan website. It will say like too long to get first pixel. Goodbye, and your page speed will be somewhere like below
Right.
zero.
Right, it's the performance part of it too. Yeah, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
the second one, if you clearly can't get from the very first like screen when you just open in the website, you see the hero section and you can't get what this company does, close the website.
Mm.
That's all. Like it doesn't matter. Like for example, we put in like we create an UX experience for SaaS and enterprises. So we will work in like UX industry field to create all of that for SaaS businesses, for tech companies in the internet, and as well as enterprises, because usually they need very big websites where you can, I don't know, die through going through all that structure. So here it says it loud, but if when you open like the design agency websites and you see, I don't know, planets flying, like some trees, I saw the huge 3D iceberg is there. I was like, okay, so somewhere it's DiCaprio should go out, like what's going on? And it was like, I can't get what are you doing. I can't even see your portfolio, your website. Let's be honest, I will spill the tea here. This website's created by designers to impress other designers. That's
Bingo. Yep.
all. Yeah, it's to grab some awards, to grab red dot competition, but it's nothing about like selling your own services. Like if you, for example, if you're hiring manager or you're looking for creating like a website for you which is actually sells, and you like shortlist in such agency, they have no idea how it sells because they put a lot of creative work on this. And if you have, for example, insurance company, guys, what kind of creative you're looking for? You need to have a very good visual of different tariffs, plans, everything that can be on your website, have a very clear informational structure. What you have there, I don't know, models like Zara with socks on their heads? No! You need to have the clear communication and build trust because there are tons of scammers in insurance, etc. So you need to show that you're a real business. You don't need like a creativity with pigeon on the head. No.
Yeah, and a lot of it's leading. If you talk to a good copywriter, if you've ever worked with a good copywriter, and how they create like an actual sales page, like a direct sales, like a sales letter and stuff, and how they think about every section, and how they're thinking about how they're going to visually take a person through that story of that letter until they get to that buy button at the bottom, like how every visual plays a role, how the headlines play a role, how just it's all constructed. All websites are kind of that way, but at the core though, it's simplicity. I feel like don't add anything that doesn't add value, or give the visitor something that answers that question they have in their head, or immediately, like you said, the hero, which is the top part when you first land on the homepage, the thing that you see in the viewport that's right in your face. If that doesn't tell you in an instant, like you said, what that company, what that business does, then you failed. Like you said, just go, just leave.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, and that's what people are going to do, because they're, whether wherever they come from these days, Google or ChatGPT or Perplexity, wherever they're coming from, and they land on your page, they still have to be able to completely, at least get get hooked, and then being brought into what's your next action, and then spark that curiosity. And I think that's a big part of UX, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if as you define UX, I mean, how would you define UX? Like, if you were talking to somebody, like, well, how would you boil it all down?
Mm-hmm.
Put you on the spot.
The muscle memory. Everybody
Muscle.
knows about our muscle memory. So UX, it's already user experience. Experience, you already interacted with it, so you have the experience. And when I'm hearing out like the wording, for example, we want to create a new user experience, it's like new old used iPhone. Like what? Either it's new, either it's used. Like there is nothing in the middle. So, for example, you can think about user experience the next way. We all like cleaning our teeth in the morning. I hope, guys, if you're not doing, you definitely need to start to do this. So if you will go like after this podcast to your bathroom and change your toothbrush position, right, from the sink from left to right or vice versa, only for 2 days, every single morning you will remember about me and what I'm saying just a second ago. You with your muscle memory, like you're not turning your brain on right now. I don't know, maybe you browsing TikTok and you just with muscle memory you're trying to grab your toothbrush where it always was. But there is
Right.
nothing, then your brain will turn on like why? Wait, what? Wait. Then you will remember about like, okay, I switched the position because Oksana said me that 2 days ago. Then it will be like micro frustration. I call it micro piss off. Like, damn, because like you're frustrated, you didn't get what you want on the place where it's supposed to be. Then you move your hand, take your toothbrush, and turn off your brain and continue scrolling to TikToks, because right now I just broke your existing pattern. It's we all have affirmational patterns everywhere. When we drive in, for example, to be honest, we're not thinking a lot. We have already tunnel vision. If we're in a traffic jam, like brake, unbrake, gas, brake, turn left, turn right, brake. That's all. Like you're not thinking. It's called
You're not thinking about it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
called cognitive flawed. So the software, every tool that we use, and it must make it low, because sometimes at the end, I don't know, even not the end of the day. When you're working with old Excel, Google Sheets before the update, you're working like 3 hours, you totally drain it out. Because data inconsistent, you need normalize it, everything, there is no icons, no color coding, nothing, everything the same color text, you drain it out. And it's called like this drain it out state. It's like you had too much cognitive load, so your brain was on for a very long time and it's exhausted. It needs to get recharged. I don't know, you need to walk around, turn it off to put it on the charger.
Mhm.
At the same time, for example, if you're working with Airtable, where you have all that nice chips, icons, color coding, you're processing the same data, but you move faster just because it's easier to get. And like the final example, imagine there is no traffic lights anymore. It will be like the signal, three lights, and it will write down red, yellow, green, and no colors at all. And then you need to slow down, read, process it, turn brain on, and go. But the patterns like traffic signs, it's icons, color coded icons. Red says be careful, yellow warning, and the blue usually, yeah, free to go. But imagine there is no icons, it will be the huge white plates with written black text on top of that. How many car accidents we gonna have?
Quite a few. Yeah. It's not as intuitive.
Number.
But it's a lot of it, it sounds like a lot of it's just understanding patterns and what people, their expectations are, what they're used to. It's just like, just like, again, going to a website, we're pretty used to now where that hamburger button's going to be on a mobile, uh, or that menu is going to be on a desktop. Like that's where you're looking for. That's why when you get too fancy and you try to do something different, you're going to confuse your visitors. And they're, yeah, they're lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like at the core of it, it's the user experience is what they experience or what they want to experience or need to experience to get something of value out of a website or whatever, or an app or whatever.
Yeah, like don't not reinvent the wheel. Sometimes client says like we want to get the new user experience. bad idea. Like you will spend millions on marketing to educate your users about this user experience, that explain it's not bad, it's something for good, etc. And usually small startups, small businesses, they have no such money. Like
Yeah.
the latest UX pattern that were reinvented, it's like the swiping interface in Tinder. After that, everybody copied it. But how many money and how many like influence in Tinder had to educate everyone how to do just simple this? And when my clients or my leads, they wanna like something new in B2B software, I was like, Jesus, no, please, no. Let's not do this. Don't do this.
Because you want them to actually have a successful
Yeah,
website or
yeah, yeah,
experience. Yeah.
yeah. Because for me, it's really important. I always like after 1 year, 2 years after we fulfill our expectations and collaboration with the client, I am reading the reviews then. Like
Yeah.
for example, previous like before we did any job, they complain about UI and UX, and then I'm reading like how we did this, like our clients happy, is everything's good, like I'm spilling the tea then with employees, with the designers. And yeah, for me it's really important, to do something meaningful, because like doing another one more clone of Facebook for $500, like nobody interested in that.
So, we're gonna end. I don't know why I can't talk all of a sudden. We're gonna we're gonna end on this. I'm just curious if you have like one quick example of where you've implemented, maybe for one of your clients or a past project where you've done something. Maybe it's something really simple that like had a real impact, that changed, maybe rolled back some complexity or did something. Got any stories to share?
Oh yeah, we worked with one governance very big application from Cyprus, because when the Ukrainian-Russian war started, it's a bad thing, but additional it was applied thousands of sanctions, and your company can be punished if you not comply with all that sanctions. So this software quickly arose, like grabbed the opportunity, but they existed already for 20 years, but it was like really horrible interface. It was grayscale, like zero colors. It's like it's the depression mood. I opened that UI and I already start feeling the depression. The very first, what we did, we introduced the colors. Always your application needs to have primary and secondary color. Do not create a monocolor, like only primary. No, then you can distinct first call to action, like the primary one, and the secondary, because usually it's on the page like one strict call to action, like primary, and 2 or 3 of secondary. And the second thing, we just updated the navigation, because previously it was hamburger menu with 300 of different drop downs. It's impossible to navigate. I don't know. You need to get a master degree on this software to just use it. And of course, the customer support overwhelmed. When they sell in this software to other companies, the employees need to pass 6 months training to use this software, and nobody wanted to buy it. And right now, companies need to buy it, but they don't want to. So the sales cycle is huge, and we spent around 2 weeks on that. We implemented the new navigation structure. We added colors like primary, secondary. Yeah, and we fixed the problem with the red color, because they had red in a branding color and they used it as a like primary color, some kind of highlight errors and at the same time highlight call to actions. But guys, if you have the red primary color, orange like me, be careful, because red color is a dangerous color. It's color of blood, and always every single thing that we seen in this world of red color, the first reaction will be dangerous. So you need to use it wisely, like very careful. We fixed these 3 moments.
That's like the psychology of color is really important.
Yeah, and their sales cycle dropped from over 6 months to 3 weeks. It was
Oh,
very
wow.
quick win. Like they released this update in a month for the developers. It was very easy because they just throw away everything and update the front end. 3 weeks, guys, like selling the huge software from 6 months, 3 weeks. The sales reps, they cried. They were really literally crying out of happiness because like they don't need to go through a lot of objections, just close the deal. That's real impact to the business with UI and UX.
Fantastic story. Well, we'll land on that. That's awesome. So what type of businesses do you like to work with out of curiosity for your agency? Like, what's your like ideal avatar?
Uh, Deal one, it's like some kind of SaaS application that already validated their MVP. They either raised money or they have paying users right now, and they want to make right now everything right. So they generating revenue. They know how to do it. We have users to talk with, for example, do some interviews, but they wanna like to increase the conversion rate, to decrease the churn rate. They know like the problems with user activation, for example, and they understand they need to start to build new features, and they need like not to make up a little bit. They understand we need a plastic surgery right now. So here is like our ideal way, and usually we collaborate in like from year up to 3 years and going with our clients.
Very nice. And if somebody wants to, if you want to let us know what your website is again, if there's somewhere you hang out, I don't know if it's LinkedIn or whatever, someone wanted to reach out to you and find you.
Yeah, feel free to drop me a line on our website another.mobi. Also my LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm trying to do my social life, but I'm pretty bad in that. But you also can drop me a line there and I'm responding there.
Very good. Well, Oksana, it was great. It was really insightful. Love talking UX. Hopefully, I'm sure the audience got a lot out of this. Until next time, thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Builders Podcast. One more quick note about our sponsors. At Unified Web Design, we're passionate about doing better together, partnering with agencies and businesses to deliver exceptional web design, development, and ongoing support. And UnifiedLabs.ai is where we explore smart, practical ways to integrate AI directly into your website and e-commerce flows. From intelligent chatbots to marketing automation to back-end reporting, all with a strong focus on user experience and making your systems work smarter. If you haven't already, subscribe or follow to stay updated on future episodes. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, sharing it with someone who might benefit helps us grow this amazing community. Until next time, keep building smarter, bolder, and with purpose.